Hello, hello, hello. It's Tina from CNC Designs. Happy Monday to you all. I'm just gonna take care of some housekeeping as usual and pull us up so that I can see comments as you come in. If you see the red live button above my head, that means you have caught us live. So please stop and say hello in the comments. If you do not see that red live button, please indicate hashtag replay and say hello to me so that I can be sure to speak back to you. Tonight is Magnolia Monday, and we will be crafting with some Magnolia Design Co. products. We are broadcasting live from two places tonight. We are broadcasting live from CNC Designs as well as from the Crafting Network. Hello, Jen, how are you? Thank you for getting us shared out. I'm just gonna see if I can pull us up here on my computer so that I can see you guys better in the comment section. I think I found us. Thank you so much, and happy St. Patty's Day to you as well. So tonight is Magnolia Mondays, and every Monday we go live and we craft with a Magnolia Design Co. product. I am a rep in the Magnolia Stencil Design Company. Good, I'm glad you're good. And as a rep, I try to go live and show you the different products and the different ways that you can use them so that you as a creator or interested crafter can get a better feel for the products and perhaps want to use them. If by chance you see anything that you would like to purchase or order tonight, be sure to click my link, shop around, look around in the store. It's all free, doesn't cost you anything to look around. And if you see that this is a product that you may like and you may not want to purchase tonight, but you want to purchase in the future, please sign up as a customer so that way when you're ready to purchase and you go onto the Magnolia Design Co. site, you will come up under the site as me, with me as your creator. Unless, of course, you have a creator that you already follow, then I suggest that you always go back to them and make your purchases with them. So I think I have us up. And tonight we are going to be crafting with our Craft Club kit. Magnolia Design Co. has a monthly craft club that you can be a subscriber to. Hello, Terry. How are you? Thank you for watching. And as a member of Craft Club, what you get is a kit in a box complete with everything that you need to put together a project. I have this month's kit, so I am going to show you how to use that kit, and we'll talk about other ways of utilizing the very same stencil that comes in the kit. So let's get started. Without further ado, let me show you the kit. My box is pretty heavy because I've already added some other things inside of my kit that I would like to use the stencil with. But I'm going to show you what comes in the kit. First of all, you're going to get a paste or ink packet, depending on what kind of craft club it is for the month. This month it comes with a paste packet. You're going to get a squeegee in your paste packet to be able to use your paste with. That all comes in this little bag here. Mine has been taken out, of course, because I have been going through it. Hello, Karen. How are you? Hi, Diane. How are you? Thank you for watching. Also in this month's kit, you are going to get this stencil. The stencil is unique to Craft Club. You will not be able to purchase this stencil on my site unless you become a Craft Club member. And this stencil is called, it's our mini tulip pattern. It's a really cool pattern. It repeats itself, so although it's the size, you could put them side by side and just continue on a bigger surface or smaller surfaces, depending on what your liking is. Also inside the kit, you're going to get 3 eggs. This month's kit is all about Easter. So you have your stencil, you have your paste packet, you have your squeegee, and then you get these cute little eggs. I believe I have them in size order. They are shelf sitters, and they come blank, and you can actually create on both sides, which I love about them. What I'm going to show you how to do tonight is we're going to be crafting all 3 of these eggs, but we'll be crafting them separately and packaging them with bigger eggs over the next couple of days when I go live. And we're going to start with our largest one. If you saw me last month, unbeknownst to me, because even the creators, we don't know what Craft Club actually is going to be from month to month. So I was not aware that they had an egg Craft Club kit that was coming out, and I actually did this egg that came from Dollar Tree, and the pattern is very similar. This was our rose pattern to this pattern that comes in this package, which is a tulip pattern. So what I decided to do tonight is I wanted to take one of the eggs from the kit and make a companion piece for this one. So this was the one we did last week with our all over rose pattern in the background. And then I did both sides, and I put a cute little bunny on one side that I superimposed over the rose pattern. And then on the opposite side, we had a fun bow. So we're gonna make what I wanna call its companion piece, or its sister or brother piece tonight, with one of the eggs that came in Craft Club. I'm not gonna use the paste kit that came, the paste packet that came in here, because this paste is dusky blue, and I have the tub that is the same color. So I'm just gonna use my tub because it's already open. But you will get your 3 eggs, your stencil, your squeegee, your paste kit, and you get a set of directions. This set of directions, you can read them, or you can scan the barcode and watch a little video that shows you how to do it. And Craft Club is something that you can subscribe to. You will get a kit each month to put together, and you don't have to worry about shopping or purchasing any additional things, because everything you need to put together a fantastic project is in that kit. If you are thinking you might want to subscribe to Craft Club and you don't have a Magnolia rep that you follow, you can always check out my site, and I will be leaving the link up at the end of this video. You can go to my site, you can sign up to become a customer with me, and you can enroll in Craft Club. Hello, Lori, how are you? Hello, Linda. Hi, Linda, my friend, how are you? So we're gonna be using this egg from the Craft Club kit tonight, and we're gonna be using this cute tulip stencil, and I'm thinking of some other things that I can put together with these 2 eggs and kind of build a little vignette for someone who may want to be the owner of this particular vignette. Hello, Red Brick Home Crafts. So if you are a creator, get you some of these Dollar Tree eggs, because they are the perfect complement to our eggs that came in Craft Club this month. I am very good, thank you very much, Lori. So like I said, I love to finish both sides of my product, so we're going to paint this egg on both sides, and we're gonna be using our dusky blue chalk paste, but we're gonna base coat it with this navy blue, or I'm sorry, it's not navy blue, it's called English Navy by Apple Barrel. So I have my little Magnolia tray here. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this paint. Ugh, I always get paint right on my fingers when I start, onto our surface. Normally I paint my surfaces before we go live, but I wanted to show you what the eggs look like unpainted. So I did not, wow guys. So I did not paint it before we came on. I didn't realize I had that much paint on my fingers. Gee whiz. Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit of this blue onto our tray. And I love to paint surfaces like this with this sponge dauber, because it just helps me to really get in there without too many passes and get our surface complete. So how's everybody's Monday going? How's your week starting so far? Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Anybody celebrate St. Patrick's Day today by making a nice meal, or did you wear a certain outfit? I was looking for my t-shirt. I know I have a St. Patrick's Day t-shirt, but I couldn't find it, so. Hello, Anna Maria, how are you? So I don't want to take too much time on painting this surface because you all know how to do that. So you don't need to watch too much of that. So I'm going to try to be quick with this. I'm going to try and speed dry so we can add another coat really quick. Although I do like that kind of striated blue look, but I want to try and see if I can get something a little more solid. Gonna put that down really quick. We are going to be doing some things over top of it. Of course, we're going to apply our stencil on one side, and then on the back we're going to do our stencil and some other embellishments. So hopefully we'll have a nice complementary piece to the larger one. Just enjoy the day. Yeah, I didn't have to go into the office today, so definitely I didn't have to worry about looking for a green outfit or a green top or something of that nature. I worked from home today. I go into the office tomorrow. Okay, so we've got that side pretty much covered. And I'm just gonna try and quickly cover this side. I do want to hit the sides of this piece. And I don't know why I'm getting so much paint all over me. I think there's something caught in the top of this paint, and that's what's causing this mess. Pretty quick. Let me see if we have another brush here. I can try and get some of these paint lines away. Let's see if we can go around the sides while we have this. I like this color. Hi Lisa, how are you? Thank you for watching. We are working with our Magnolia Craft Club kit tonight. And what I am going to do, because we did a larger Easter egg last week that is very similar to these shelf sitters that came in Craft Club, I decided to use one of the eggs in Craft Club and make a complimentary piece to the one we did last week. I'll show you the one we did last week one more time so you can see kind of the direction we want to go in. Not exactly, but we want to make a companion piece. So this is the one we did last week, and we're looking to make a companion for it this week using similar colors so that they complement each other. I'm going to try with my brush this one more coat and see if I can get a better coverage without so many paint lines, or brush strokes I should say. Okay, that seems to be working pretty well. The difference, one of the biggest difference that I've found between acrylic paints and chalk paints are chalk paints certainly don't need as many coats. So that's why whenever I see chalk paint in colors, I try to grab them all up, because in my mind it's like at best it's gonna need 2 coats. But I rarely have ever even used chalk paint where I had to put more than really 1 good coat down. Acrylic paints is a whole nother animal. You have to do sometimes 2 and 3 coats because it depends on the color of your surface that was underneath. This started out with a white egg, so it is taking a little bit more of this acrylic blue paint to cover that white. Definitely more than I would like to take, because I like to get to the fun stuff, which is the embellishing parts. Painting is boring. Hi Kimberly, how are you, my friend? So we're almost done with this part. And I promise you, now that you've seen this, when I use the remaining eggs, because the Craft Club kit does come with 3 eggshell sitters, I will base coat them before we go live. Nobody needs to watch that. So here is our egg. I think I need to just go once more around those sides because it is a little bit more translucent than I would like it to be. So I'm just gonna take this remaining paint and try and give it another coat. You don't have to worry as much about your bottom because it's gonna be sitting on your surface, on your table or wherever you put it. So that's not gonna really be seen, but we wanna tie it all in together. Hello, Doris Bryant, how are you? That's great, I'm glad you're well, Kimberly. How's the weather where you guys are? Today was pretty windy here in New York. Not so much cold, but definitely windy, which made it feel colder than it actually is. I hear some of you guys are getting the heat already. Some of my friends in Florida, making me jealous, talking about all the sunshine that they have already. I mean, not that it ever gets really cold there, but they're having really good warm weather. Hello, Miss Patterson. How are you, my friend? Okay, so this is our blue egg that is going to be the complement to this one that we created last week. I hope you can catch where we're going with this. We're going to be utilizing our stencil that came in Craft Club. I just want to put a piece of paper towel down because I see I got blue paint here and I don't know how dry that is. So I don't want to pick that up where I don't want it onto my piece. So we're going to bring our egg into view. And this is our stencil that came in Craft Club. So we're going to just fuzz it a couple times just because it is a new stencil. I want to take some of the tackiness off of it, and we can do that with our tacky towel. You can do it with a t-shirt. You could do it with the apron like the one I have on. Anything that's just not going to leave too much lint but will help to take away some of that tackiness. So anything that's kind of a low pile, if you will, that won't leave too many fabric remnants from it, would be good to fuzz with. And this is a little mini tulip pattern, so I think this is going to be a good complement to the larger one that we did, because the larger one we did with our all over rose pattern. And we are going to do this on front and back so that everything works together. Hopefully I don't get this onto my paper towel. So I'm just smoothing it down. And we're working with our dusky blue chalk paste. Guys, oh, here it is. I was gonna say, I just had my bag with my little stir sticks that I like to use to get paste out with. Magnolia sells these little stir sticks in packs, and they are so useful for paste application. I really like them. And you can actually wash them off, because I do wash mine off. All of the paste typically wash out of them except black. Black is a little bit harder to get away from, to get out of those stir sticks. But they come like 24 in a pack, so it's definitely worth the investment. And it's a couple of bucks. You don't have to use a stir stick. You could, you know, use a what do you call those, tongue depressors, those little wood craft sticks, or something like this. These are good. The little stir sticks are good if you're working with a group of girlfriends and you're having a girls' night. Everybody has their own little plate like I just had with the paint, as well as their stir sticks. Hello, Iris. How are you? And I think I saw my friend Stephanie there. Guys, I don't think I fuzzed this enough because it's quite sticky still. And that is our pattern. I love that. It is gorgeous. So I'm going to sit our egg over here for a sec. I'm going to bring back my, what I like to call my water tray. Because I just want to see if I can get some of this paste out. Even though I am going to use this again and I am going to use the same color paste, I just want it to be a clean lay. And I want to fuzz that a couple more times because it was a little bit tacky trying to get it off of this side of the egg. And I don't want to pull the paint up, because you sure don't want to watch me have to paint those again, did you? Do you? Now I'm just using a top that goes on those tin pans that we all use to cook with, especially at Thanksgiving time. That's kind of my washing tray, if you will. And I'm going to sit this directly back onto my tacky towel. And you can see it's still very tacky, even though we did fuzz it. And I got a corner here that wants to lay onto itself. Here we go. This side helps to whisk away some of the moisture in the stencil. So that's why I put it down on the gray side, just to kind of get some of that water out of it. Hi, Iris. How are you, my friend? So there we have some of that moisture whisked away. Now I want to just go over and fuzz it another 1 or 2 times. I love this craft club kit because this is one that you could do with, you know, like I said, a group of girlfriends who are just hanging out for Easter. If you're having a family Easter dinner and a couple of you subscribe this craft club, you could have, you know, yourself and one sister. Let's say the both of you are members of craft club. You're getting 6 eggs between the two of you, and you could. This is a nice craft that you can do with family members. You can have the children create their own eggs on Easter Day at Easter dinner. There's just like a ton of things you can do with this, and use it as decor pieces. You can, if you and a friend, you and your sister were both craft club members and you're doing a dinner together, you can create the 6 eggs and create place settings. There's like a ton of things that you can do with these eggs. So I think that it's a really good thing to enroll in. It's a fun activity to get the family all involved and together in. You have a contest to see who creates the best looking egg. Everybody can vote on it, have a small prize, a lot of fun. You could do the same thing with a bunch of girlfriends. If you like creating, I love creating, I love doing stuff like this. When my kids were small, we would do stuff like this all the time. Probably the reason why my daughter is not so interested in helping me in this part of my business. She's like, yeah, okay, you got that. Because they definitely have had their share of creating for holiday seasons. There was always some sort of craft like this going on in my house. Like, okay, time to create the Easter eggs. Time to make Easter baskets. Yeah. They did it all. Her and my son both. Okay, so I don't think we'll need this right now, so I'm gonna close this up and put it to the side. And again, because it is an all over pattern, you don't have to worry. This stencil is very tacky. You don't have to worry about necessarily missing a part or not getting the entire thing covered. You know me, I like that kind of eclectic look. So if we didn't get the whole thing covered, I personally am not bothered by that. I just want to spritz this so that this paste can begin to release itself while we move on. And it's just a matter of spritzing it with some water like this until we get to the sink, and then we can properly clean the stencil, let it air dry, put it back on its backing sheet, and it's ready to be used again for another project, another season. That's the thing that I really love about Magnolia stencils, is you can use them over and over again. And I am loving this, this blue. Hello, Terry, how are you? What do you guys think about that? I love this. I think this is gonna look so nice together, and I think they will work very well. They're opposite colors, but they're all in the same color family, and I think it's going to look like a really cute little vignette. I'm talking so much, I don't realize what side, but the dry side. Now, if this was too dark for you, you could use, of course, you know, a lighter base coat. We could have left it white and just ran, you know, just did the stencil in the dusky blue. I felt like they would have looked too matchy if I had done that. It would have looked too much like this one. So I wanted to keep it in the same family, but to show you another way of doing it, using the same color patterns, the same color hues, excuse me. Okay. So before we move on, once again, let me just show you really quickly. In this month's craft club, you got 3 of these. And they are shelf sitters. They do stand. So you could do the 3 of these together as a vignette, but because I had already started doing the larger Dollar Tree ones, I decided to pair them up, each one from the craft club with a larger one, and have them available for customers and or my use that way. These are not my spring colors, so I probably will not be keeping these. I probably will have these up for sale, but I wanted to show you different options. So now that we've done that, I want to look at, with our other one, we embellished our sides, we used some stamps. I want to do something similar with this one. And I do have some distress oxide colors in different blue hues. So I want to see which one I think is best to put some pattern on our side. And I'm thinking of this speckled egg is this color blue. And then we have faded jeans, which is this color. So I'm gonna try a little bit of both. We're gonna see which one actually gives us more visual interest, and that will be the one that we go with. I'm thinking faded jeans is probably gonna be a little dark. Yeah, just as I thought. You really can't, you can see it from a distance, but I'm thinking maybe the speckled egg will make it stand out more. So let's see. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going for texture here and more visual interest. The speckled egg is a little bit lighter, so I think I'm gonna go with speckled egg just because it provides that interest that you can see much better. and that texture. And the goal is just to provide that all around the sides. So what do you guys think? You think this is a good complement to our other piece? Or is the jury still out? Are you sitting there saying, I don't know, I have to see when you put it all together because I'm not getting it right now. I can relate if that's how you feel, because I don't know if I'm really seeing the vision right now. I saw the vision in my head, but I think I'm waiting to see what actually comes of this myself. Full transparency, y'all. Either way, we're gonna make it work, because you know that's what we do. I'm just not seeing it right now. Hi Laura, how are you? Thank you for joining us. I do love this stamp, and I love the fact that I can get that little crackle look, that look of texture without a lot of work. This is an IOD stamp. You guys see me use this a lot. It's one of my favorites to provide that texture and visual interest. And I really like it because you see how it's running off the egg, Miss Patterson. I know you are, my friend. I know it. But I like it. It's coming together. I can see it now. I can see it now. I know Miss Patterson gonna definitely tell me, yeah, I'm waiting to see too, because right now, I don't know. So of course, if you know me, you've been watching me, I like to edge my products. I'm gonna use my projects, I'm gonna use the same blue, and I'm gonna see if I can define the edge of this egg really well, just because I think that also provides some more texture, some more visual interest, and just makes it all come together. So there, this egg is now edged, and I'll show you why I do this, because the opposite side is not. And you can see this, it's there, it's pretty, but this makes it pop. And that's what we do. That's why we edge the piece. That's why you will really, if ever see me make a piece where I'm not doing something like this, because I just truly believe that just kicks your pieces up to a whole other level by doing something just this simple. And you can take it a little bit further onto the piece. You can just keep it on your edges. Sometimes I go up a little bit onto the piece. Sometimes I don't. It depends on what I think the piece needs. But I love defining those edges because I think it really does do something for your piece. So what do you guys think so far? I'm beginning to smile a little bit more now, Miss Patterson. So I just want to clean my stamp while I'm here. I tell you all the time, I am a lazy crafter. I love to craft. I do not like to clean craft supplies. So where I can, I like to try and clean them right here, so I don't have to worry about that when I'm not on camera. I can just put this away because this white cleans them just fine, takes that ink off, and has it ready for my next application. So I'm going to sit this over here to the side, and we're going to move on. So now what I want to do is we're going to put a bow on the front of this for sure, but we're going to make what I call our little messy bows. And we're going to do a little bit more definition and define it on these edges. If you've been watching me, you know I love my gold paint. I love to add my little splatters of gold. So we're going to add some of that in there. And we're going to try and kick this up another notch. So let's take out our Bodabra. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. And we're gonna make a little messy bow. And because we're doing a messy bow, we don't need anything long. Our surface is not that big, so it needs to be really small. We don't want it to be anything that overpowers and takes away from that beautiful, beautiful pattern. So I am going to be cutting, even though I cut all my fabric strips, I'm gonna cut them in half again. And we're going to make a small, messy bow. And I'm thinking I probably could even do it again because, again, we don't need anything crazy. And this is, we're just doing X patterns here. We're not gonna be doing any loops because I think that's gonna be too much for our piece. We're gonna add all the yumminess that we usually add. You know, we're gonna add our fun stuff in there that gives us that really nice texture. But we don't want anything that's gonna take away from your ability to see the whole project. We don't want the the bow to become the project. So we're just doing X formations here. No big hoopla. And we're using the same kinds of blues that we have in this bow, because remember what we're trying to do is make a complementary piece to this one. I'm gonna leave this strip a little big. We can always just trim those tails. I love this creepy cloth stuff that you can get from Dollar Tree during Halloween. I love the texture that this creepy cloth provides. So you will always see me, when I can find it, using it in my bows. I like to spread it out a little bit just because visually it gives it a lot of interest. It's a mess to work with, but it's definitely worth taking the extra time to try and separate those pieces and put them in your bows. We have another fabric here, another piece that we did not use. So we're gonna put those in. All the same strips that we used before in our other one to try and pull them together. We didn't use this color before. I think we're gonna leave that out. And I like my bows to be pretty full, so I do put a lot in them. Some of you might be sitting there saying, I thought you said you're gonna make this small. Why are you adding all that fabric? That's just me. But we'll cut the tails down. We'll make sure that it's not overpowering. That is for sure. Again, I'm gonna try and separate this creepy cloth. And this cloth comes in black, it comes in gray, it comes in this white color. I'm sure you guys seen it at Dollar Tree around Halloween. So after the Halloween season is over, if you still see that in the stores, pick up a couple of packs because it does look awesome in bows. So we're gonna pull our bow up and we're going to tie it off. And it is gonna look a little bit of a mess initially. But it will come together nicely. So what I like to do once I have tied it off, I just hold on to those two tails and just kind of give it a shake and let it fall and do what it wants to do on its own, because it's gonna pretty much define itself. You don't have to do too much in terms of maneuvering tails or anything of that nature, because it is meant to be a messy bow. The only thing you want to do is to make sure that you don't have too many uneven tails. So I like to gather it and just kind of cut it to make it all look pretty even. And then once I'm sure I've got this secure, I'll go one more knot, and then I get rid of this jute, unless the color that I was using to tie it off blends in with the actual project, then I'll keep it. but I don't want the jute to be a part of this, so I'm gonna cut that off. And then we're gonna look at our project and see. I'm still feeling like these tails are a little too big, so we're gonna give it another little haircut. But always take it back to your piece, because what you don't want to do is trim it without taking it to your piece and then find out that you've cut them too short, because then you can't replace. So that's one look. I'm still not 100% over the moon with it, so I'm gonna cut and trim a little bit more, but this time I'm gonna do it individually as opposed to the group. And you'll see me always pulling and tugging. It's just because I'm really trying to define that in terms of how I want this to look. Do I want these tails to be all over the place, or do I want them all going in a downward motion? Those are all kinds of things that I'm looking for as I'm looking at it. But I'm thinking something like that. And we're gonna add some other things into it, like some of our fine excelsior and a little bit of greenery. So that's another reason why you don't want this part to be too overpowering, because then there's no room for those other things. So I'm gonna turn our heat gun on while we're looking. And now I'm gonna look at what we can put in the middle of this. We definitely, I love these flowers, but this egg is too small. So I think we're gonna go with just little tiny pieces of greenery. And this, as I've shared with you guys in the past, this was a part of a big garland, and I've just been cutting pieces of that garland and using it for projects like this. The other thing that we can use is, I have a bag full of little hearts and little doodads here. And I have this cute little bunny, wood bunny, and I have this cute little wood chick. I'm thinking maybe one of those can be, that's too big. So we're gonna have to define, we have to put something else in the middle of this, but we'll define what's gonna be in the middle of our little messy bow. Okay, I like this. Let's set that to the side, because we want to do something to the back of this as well. In fact, I think this will be our front and this is going to be our back. Now, I love to add texture, as you guys have heard me say already. So I'm looking at other ways that we can add just a little bit more texture to this piece, so that visually you see something going and coming when you're looking at this piece. So what I'm thinking is, I have a couple of stencils here. If you guys have watched me, you know that I love to use spackling and all kinds of things like that in my pieces. So I'm looking at this stencil. I love this little Paris part here with this little kind of stamp there, and then we have the word Paris here with a smaller one. I'm thinking either one of those could work, just to add some more texture, or we could use just some script writing, and not necessarily on the whole egg, but maybe just in a part of the egg or half of the egg. So I'm liking this look of this Paris there with some spackling. What do you guys think? I like the bigger one. So I'm gonna go with that. Or let's look at this. I don't think I want to put it over the whole egg. I'm thinking just to put it maybe on a portion of it. Let's try that. So I have some spackling that I've mixed up with some white paint here, and that's kind of my mixture that I use to get that raised spackled look, and it's quite thick. I would say it's almost to the texture of maybe a paste, kind of, but I find that that gives me a really good lay when I'm doing something like this, and it helps to give me a really good like raised effect. And I'm not worried about, you know, doing something in its entirety. It doesn't have to be perfect. I want it to look imperfect. That's the whole purpose of this, is just to provide, again, some more texture and something visually for you to see, both coming and going. Let me just spray this. And I'll give you a look at what that just did for us. I need to wipe this. Hi, Lena Miller, how are you? Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. This keeps a pretty long time once you mix. I did maybe about half the container with some white paint, and that's kind of my little spackle mixture, and that's what we get. So what do you guys think about that? Anybody else use that technique? You like that technique? Hello, Unique Crafts, how are you? So we're going to dry this a little bit, and this really works well. If you want to seal this, you can use just a clear spray sealer is what I like to use. I like to use the Rust-Oleum spray sealer, and it really helps to set it. I don't have to worry about it chipping off or falling off. I did something the other day in my art journal on paper with the same effect, and it works very well. Hello, Miss Mays, how are you? Thank you, Miss Patterson. Hi, Miss Linda Bain, how are you? Thank you for watching. And again, I just love the texture that it provides. And it really doesn't take long at all to dry, no longer than paint does, honestly. And you see me, I'm just tapping just to make sure that nothing is chipping away. It kind of helps me to make sure it's settled down on there as well. So now that we have that, I'm thinking on the back, if we put that little bunny there, that completes that. So you guys see where I'm going with this now? You're picking up where I'm putting down as what I'm putting down, as my friend James says. The other thing you could do with this, if you wanted to add some more color to this, you could take a chippy paintbrush and lightly, you know, dip your brush in the paint and lightly go over these letters to tint it, to give it another color. It's awesome. It really does work well. So now we've got that back done so far. I want to, again, I started off by saying I wanted to look at my gold, because I love adding just little pops of gold in there. And yeah, y'all, I'm still trying to get the last bit of paint out of this paint bottle. I do have the backup, but I haven't opened it yet, because I still feel like I got more paint in this other bottle. Although it may be time to give it a rest. See if I can get this up. They need to really find another way to put these seal is on these bottles. Okay. Let me try to open that with this. Okay, here we go. The bunny looks good, thank you. I'm gonna sit this on this top so we can make sure we drain every bit of paint out of there. And in the meantime, we will use this one. We just need just a dab because we are just going to be using the same palette knife that we used a few minutes ago. We're just gonna do some scrapes on the side, and you just kind of just go in and just spread it out amongst your plate just to get a little bit on your knife so that you can just add some color. You don't want to go crazy. You just want to add just another little pops of color there. Nothing too intense, but believe me, it does make a difference, and it does give you some more visual interest. You can go a little bit heavier in some places than others. Not necessarily necessary. If you find you got too much, just dab it down and it will tone it down a little bit so that it doesn't look like you have too much. And I'll show you what I mean. So all that yummy texture is what I love. I love, love, love putting it in my pieces. I really do think that it makes a big difference when you're looking at things at all angles. It really gives you something pleasing to see and to look at. Thank you for those hearts. Hello, Naomi. How are you? Thank you for watching. You're loving my frame. You're loving my frames. You talking about my glasses? Let me tell you guys a funny story. During the C times, when we were all locked away in our houses, I realized that my eyesight was changing drastically. And my arm was completely extended, and all the words on the paper were still very, very blurry. Forget about me trying to see what was going on my computer, because I couldn't see that either. So I finally acquiesced and said, okay, I need to go get my eyes checked. I went to the eye doctor and discovered that I did need something to assist in reading. I could see distance 20/20, but up close, I needed some assistance. So the doctor told me I needed glasses. So I asked her for my reader prescription, and she gave me the reader prescription. And then I discovered this company called Vogue Me. It's like Vogue, but it's VOOGUE, Me. And they had all of these fantastic readers, frames, cheap. And I went down the rabbit hole deep. When I tell you that I must have right now probably about 25 pairs of readers, that is no exaggeration. I have changed reader prescription probably since the C times twice. So I have readers that are at 150 strength. I have readers that are at 175 strength. I'm currently at 175. So the 150s are no good to me. So I'm seriously considering selling them because I have so many of them. But that's my story. Me and my glasses, I figure, if I gotta wear them, then, I gotta feel good. And that's how I make myself okay with the fact that have reached that stage where, age has dictated that I need to wear readers now. So what I do is I buy all these pretty ones so that I feel like nothing's really changed. I have tons of them. So I'm gonna put a little dot of this blue down here because I'm looking at this bunny, and I did give him some gold shimmers. You guys laughing at me? But I'm just wondering what he would look like if I just put a little few dots. So I'm gonna use my end of my paint brush just to go in. Again, I'm just trying to add some more interest, some more color. And we're just doing that with the end of the paintbrush. So now he's got a little bit of blue dots. I think that helps him to blend in even more with our blue on our egg. So let's just dry those little dots off really quick. And let's take our glue gun and add a little bit of glue so we can put our bunny down here, and that will take care of our backside. Here are our sides with our textures on them, and now we're rounding to the front. Let's look at adding this bow and a little bit of fine Excelsior. I believe that's what this is. Well, they call it super moss. What it was open. I'm not just this one. I know I opened this one. Yeah, I did. This is really fine, but it really gives it like this really nice wispy effect when you add that into your bows. So we're gonna put a little bit of that in there. And of course, you know, like everything else, you can always trim it if it's too long. I like the way it looks behind the bows, because again, it's just giving it some more visual interest. I just literally tack it right there behind the bow with my finger. And we're gonna put our bow down. Courtney, could you please answer the door? I'm sorry guys, somebody's ringing my doorbell. I don't know who's at the door, and I'm live, so.
I know.
Looks like this is a little bit longer. Look, I asked her to answer the door, guys. She's got a package.
It's for my class.
Okay.
Not me this time.
Thank you.
Is Samaj there?
No, Samaj is not on here tonight.
Aww.
Thank you, Miss Fanning. So now we're just gonna add a little bit of greenery. But this is what we have so far. You see, that's what I like, that little wispiness in there. It's a little wild right now. We'll tame it. We'll cut off, you know, some of these longer wild hairs here. But I love just that layer of texture that brings in there. We're gonna add a little bit of greenery in here because our other piece has the same, and what we're trying to do is create a companion. So I am trying to make these pieces work together. I'm definitely gonna tame our little wispy pieces a little bit more. I'm gonna put something in the middle to define that bow. But I like this a lot. And okay, look at me. Here is our other piece. So I figured these two work very well together. We used the same color paste in terms of the appliques for our stencils, which was the dusty blue. And then this blue on the egg, on this egg, we used English Navy by Apple Barrel. This one we left white. And so you can see how all these colors, all of the same fabrics are in our bows, and they work really, really well together, and they would look nice on any Easter table decor. I just love the way they look together. So that's my plan for our craft club, is to use these 3 eggs that came in with these, because I do have 2 more of these larger Dollar Tree eggs. So I will be pairing one of each of the 3 that came with Craft Club in with the larger one and creating like little mini vignettes. So this is our blue and white one. Here, that was the fronts. Here are the backs. On the back of this one, you remember we added our little bunny. We added that script with our spackle. And then in this one, we added our Tim Holtz stamp. We got a bunny on here as well. So they work really, really nicely together and they play off of each other. I hope you guys enjoyed what we've done tonight. I hope you'll come back on Friday when we do something different, and let's hang out and have some more fun. If you are interested in Craft Club, I will drop the link to Craft Club and to my shop, whether or not you become a member of Craft Club right now or not. If you like Magnolia stencils and you think at some point you may be making a purchase, just sign up as my customer. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to buy anything right now, but this way, when you're ready to go and purchase, you'll already be set up as my customer. So I thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your week. I'll be back in on Friday. In the meantime, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. And here are some hearts from my heart to yours as always. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.